All right, guys, let's go over the last question of this lesson, covering a circle. It says, here is a square whose side length is the same as the radius of the circle. Okay? So it's asking us, how many of these squares do you think it would take to cover the circle exactly? Now, guys, this is not in your book, so disregard these images that you may see because it's not in your book. But we're going to go through this, all right? So we're just trying to guess, how many squares do you think would it take to cover the circle? Now, I'm going to do something kind of fun, well, not fun, but if I was in class, I would probably use some patty paper with my kids, all right? So I'm going to actually trace over this square. Now, my first question is I always start at the bottom. All right, not my first question, but my first thing I want to say is I always want to start at the lowest number, which is 1 square. Okay? And I'm going to ask myself, will 1 square cover this circle? Will 1 square cover this circle? Now, of course, you might obviously know the answer. We're about to hover it over. Can it cover it? No, it can't cover this whole circle, okay? So we're going to put this square to the side, and we're going to trace another square. Let's do this one in red. Okay. So do you think 2 squares will cover this circle? All right, let's try it. All right, let's put this one right here. And we're going to put this one. Oh, no, let me try that again. So let's do this again. I don't get to catch the whole square. All right, will 2 work? No, 2 wouldn't work either. Okay, 2 wouldn't work either, all right? So let's put this one to the side, and I'm going to put this one to the side as well. All right, let's use yellow. Well, no, I don't want to turn that one yellow. I want to draw another one. All right, so let's use yellow, okay? So, can 3 squares cover this circle? You guys may already know the number, and you probably be screaming at the screen. Scream is Randolph. It's this many squares, but I just want to show you guys what I mean by cover, okay? So let's try 3. So this is 1. This would be, I took some of blue. Let me put this back. Sorry, blue. Let's try this again. I only want red. All right. Now we got red. Okay. Now I'm going to take this other square, the blue square. I'm going to bring it over. Okay. Did 3 cover it? No, 3 couldn't cover it. All right. But which would be the one that's missing? What would cover it? How many squares? If you guessed 4 squares, you are absolutely correct. And guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I turned the blue square green, but I'm going to trace the last square to be blue. Okay. So 4 squares would cover this circle. All right. Now, it says now, I'm going to read, I like doing reads with my students in class. So I want to do this read with you guys, okay? Because even though you guys don't have this in the book, all information is good information. All right. So let's look at figure A. It says figure A shows that the area of the circle is larger than the area of the square because the square can be placed inside of the circle and more white space remains, okay? So with just one square, all right, the area is smaller than the circle, all right? For figure B, it shows that the area of the circle is larger than twice the area of the square because the squares can be cut and repositioned to fit within the circle and some of the white space still remains, all right? So then it says for figure C shows that the area of the circle is smaller than 4 times the area of the square because the square completely covers the circle and the corners and go on the outside of the circle. And this is what that means by that, okay? They're talking about this area, and I'm going to trace it in, let's do pink, okay? This area, even though it takes 4 squares to cover it, the area of the square would be, of the 4 squares total would be larger because this area, we would still have to shave this off. All right. Hence why in this area, for this one, it has this area right here that would have to be shaved off. Okay. All right, guys, so if you have any questions about this student task statement or this activity called covering a circle, you can always visit your manager's Google Meet session. I want you guys to go right now in the Google Classroom and try to complete that cool down, and I'll be back in the next video to review it.